I'm live. Hello. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Because I sure missed you. It has been about 9 months, maybe even longer, since I have recorded a video for YouTube. I have been off that whole time learning and doing tons with content marketing. And now it's the fun part where I get to come back and share what I've learned with you. So if you're watching live, give me a hello. I can see we have a few people watching. Say hey. And I'm just going to see if I can make this lighting any better. We're trying new stuff, y'all. We're real-time experimenting. So here we go. This is actually the first in a new weekly live series that I'm so excited about called Content on Content. So once a week, you and me, we're going to get together live and chat about minimalist content marketing, IRL examples of content marketing awesomeness, and more fun stuff. So if we're not already friends, make sure to hit subscribe below if you want to know when new episodes are happening. And today we are kicking off this new show with what Bruno Mars and Cardi B can teach us about content marketing. How to finesse our content marketing, if you will. Because that is right, we are talking about my favorite song of the year, the Finesse remix. Also one of my favorite Cardi collabs. And she's like a queen of collabs. And this whole conversation that we're having today was also part of my presentation at HubSpot's Inbound conference earlier this year. And out of all of the different examples that I laid out for everyone, this was everyone's favorite by far. So I think you're going to like this. So what can the Finesse remix teach us about content marketing? Outside of being a fantastic bop, a 90s-tastic music video, oh God, that music video, and an amazing collaboration, it's also really, really smart content strategy. And to understand exactly how smart it is, we need to look at the history of the song, the original version, and the business side of music. So let's do it, right? This song obviously is a remix. Some remixes are good, some remixes are bad, just like content. But when we heard this one, we weren't like, ugh, this again? Finesse again? No, when it came out, we were so excited to hear it. We were just playing it all the time and dancing 24/7. And I don't know if you were dancing that much, but I was. I remember sitting in an acupuncture session trying to listen to this song and my acupuncturist actually having to tell me, stop moving. And so I eventually had to choose music I loved less. And so let's look at how great this remix did. One of the reasons that it worked, first of all, was because it was so different from the original. When we heard it, we weren't like, again, this again. And you know how that is when someone basically remixes the song, but they really just add, like 2 new lines or 1 new verse at the end. But there's really nothing new enough to make us want to listen to this song again. That wasn't the case with Finesse. It was brand new. Another reason that it worked really well is because most of us weren't super familiar with the original version of the song. Finesse was first released in 2016 on Bruno Mars's 24 Karat Magic album. And it didn't hit the charts at all. And not because the song was bad, it just wasn't one of the songs that he released as a single and heavily promoted. So most people only heard this song if they were already seeking out that album to listen to and were therefore kind of already his hardcore fans. So 2 years later, like I said, that was in 2016 that album was released, and he had a bunch of really popular singles like 24 Karat Magic, but not that one. So now 2 years later, he could go back into the studio for months and months and months and record a whole new album. But no, that's not what he did. Instead, he called up Cardi B. And if you recall, this was January 2018. So he took an almost 2-year-old song and created a new version of it with the most popular music artist in the country. I don't know, maybe we could say the world at the time. This was right at the beginning of Cardi B mania, right when we were all kind of getting getting, over Bodak Yellow and starting to seek out more of her music. And she was doing collaborations with everyone and she was everywhere. So it was really, really smart of Bruno to call up Cardi. And so they work on this song, they release it together, and they get together and they turn this almost 2-year-old song into a brand new bop. Let's see, how did that fare out? Well, I'm pretty sure we've all heard the Finesse remix, whether you realize it or not, because it's just like everywhere. If you listen to the radio, if you go into stores that play music, you've probably heard it. It was also on the top of the streaming charts almost as soon as it came out. It was nominated for 5 VMAs, which is, as entertaining as other award shows are, VMAs are ones that matter to music artists. And it actually also helped Bruno Mars set a charting record for male music artists, tying with Lionel Richie. And they're like the first 2 guys, or only 2 guys to do this ever. I forget what the exact thing is. This song has been streamed millions of times, earning a little bit of money for the 2 artists and their labels and whatnot every time. And this is the really important part. That song was so popular and such a great collaboration that people were obsessed with that it kicked off and turned into a joint tour between the 2 of them. And fun fact about the music industry, touring is one of the most profitable income streams for music artists these days. Little inside scoop from my boyfriend, who is an entertainment industry accountant. So, because of this one remixed content from 2 years old, giving it a little makeover and refresh with Cardi B, they were able to get so much publicity, money, recognition in their industry, and kick off this tour, which would be moolah, moolah, moolah for them. That's not bad for a remix, right? It proves that you do not need to start from scratch to create consistent content marketing magic. So if remixing content is good enough for Cardi B, I think it's good enough for me. And I think it's good enough for you too. So the number one thing that you can do to improve your content marketing results in 2019 is to start from scratch less and remix more. Get a little finesse with your content marketing. And if you're interested in doing that, I have loads of resources for you to do so. So let's do this together. I have tons of other videos here on my YouTube channel about different ways to remix and repurpose your content, whether you're looking to repurpose emails or blog posts or social media. I've got videos on all of it. I also do 1-hour calls to help you audit your existing content and figure out what and how and where to improve and remix the content that you already have. And this new live show is going to be happening once a week. So every single week, I will be dropping in with new content remixing and content marketing advice. So there's no shortage of remixes. And I really just want to help you adopt a more minimalist content marketing strategy next year. Make your content marketing less about creating content and more about using it. That way you can start to see more results from your marketing with less effort, less stress, less overwhelm, less freakouts. So if you have any questions about this, just drop them in the comments below because I'm so excited for this new live show and I need more topic suggestions. So if you have any questions about remixing content, drop them in the comments below and you will likely see it on an upcoming episode of Content on Content. But for today, peace. Drippin' in finesse. I'm sorry. I could not go off the air without singing a little bit of this song that I have just talked about because I love it so much. Have I mentioned that I love finesse?